Hey sales friends, it's Mike Weinberg with today's daily sales tip. And my tip for you is a bit counterintuitive, and it may sound odd coming from someone who's a supposed sales expert. But I want you to stop listening to the experts, and one kind of expert in particular. It's the folks online who are continually telling you that everything in sales has changed and nothing that used to work for developing new business still works today. That's a load of crap. It's a bunch of nonsense being preached by people who are trying to sell you something new. I want to tell you, with what I see with my own eyes across an incredibly eclectic mix of clients around the globe, is that today's top sellers are executing the best practices and the approaches very similar to what they were doing 5 years ago, 10 years ago, even 15 years ago. If I was to show you the top 1 or 2 salespeople at the companies where I'm speaking and consulting and training, you would be amazed if you watch them and their best practices. They're doing the same stuff they've always done. They've mastered the basics. They're not looking for shortcuts. And that's why I've got a chapter in my new book, Sales Truth, that's called The Not So Extraordinary Best Practices of Some Extraordinary Salespeople. Right? And I highlighted 2 of the most talented and highly producing salespeople I've ever seen. And what I hope you get out of reading that chapter is that those people are not special, and they don't have any magic skills or shortcuts or sales hacks for me to share with you. You know what they do? They work really hard. They're really competitive. They are really focused on strategic target accounts. They prepare like madmen backstage where no one can see them. So they are prepared and well practiced when they're front stage in front of a prospect or a client. They know their business, they know their competitors, they know their industry, they ask great probing questions, they run impeccable sales calls, all based on best practices that have been in use for years and years and years. So my tip for you today is be very careful who you listen to, particularly on LinkedIn, where it's really popular to preach crazy nonsense that tickles the ears of salespeople, preaching all this easy stuff. If you just do this, if you just do that, if you adopt this new process or you get this new hack, everything will change for you. Let me tell you something. I have never met a sales team or a salesperson that's struggling because they're lacking some newly invented process or some cool new sales tool. They struggle because they haven't mastered the basics, and that's what you need to do. You want to have breakthrough results? Work your butt off and master the basics. That's my Sales Truth daily tip for you.